Luckily, we have kids. We have 2 kids. Luckily, my kids so far seem to have got her smarts. Not about rocks and geology and shit like that, but real stuff, you know. And my son is 6. I don't know if anyone has kids here, but I don't know if anyone's a teacher here. But if you are a teacher, or if you know a teacher, buy that person a drink, because this, yeah. Because if this past year and a half didn't teach us anything, it taught us this, is that our kids are actually assholes. They are assholes. The teachers aren't lying on your kids. They are pieces of shit, and you don't want to think about it, because there's no way James is a great citizen of the world. There's no reason. He's a great person at home. No, Once e-learning kicked in, we were like, yeah, we can do this for like 2 days, and then we're like, we can't do this. Oh my God, first grade is so hard. Like, I got so angry at the child during e-learning. Like, I never physically harmed the child, I'm letting you know that, okay? But every time he would piss me off, I had a notebook next to the e-learning device. Some people call it a tablet, I call it the e-learning device. And I would write down in the little notebook each time he pissed me off. So whenever he turns 18, I'm going to fight him like a man. I just want to let you know. He's a dumb asshole, I'm letting you know. The biggest argument we had was this. We're just doing math, and just out of nowhere, just casually, he just goes, hey, Dad, you know, sometimes the word no means yes. I was like, jeez. Like, I had to look at myself when he said that. I'm like, what kind of drunken frat boy am I raising in this family that thinks sometimes no means yes? I'm like, James, no always means no. And I'm writing it down in the book to punch your frat ass in the face. So we have 2 kids. We have a 6-year-old is James, and we have a 3-year-old that is Maya. James is a biological child, meaning that me and my wife made James with our body parts, and Maya is a foster. We're foster parents. No, hold your applause. One person booed, what an asshole. Hold your applause. We know we're better people than you are. It's fine. That's the best thing about being a foster parent, is that you get to will it over other people. Like, oh my God, we are so great. We love people we didn't even make. It's crazy. It is so crazy. So like I said, we have James, who is biological, and we have Maya, who is a rescue, and we got the bumper stickers and everything for my wife's car. Proud rescue, Mom. That's great. That's great. When people find out that you're a foster parent, though, they ask a lot of questions, right? And then they always say some mean shit to you, not knowing they're saying some mean shit. Like, people are like, oh my God, that's so amazing that you're a foster parent. I don't think I could do it, you know? I think I have too big of a heart. Like, what am I, like the Grinch over here with the smallest heart in the world? Then they say, you know, I don't think I could give them back when it's time to give them back. I'm like, well, technically you have to give them back when it's time to give them back, or that's kidnapping. Like, that's a federal offense. That's a real thing. But then they always ask this, they go, especially if they don't know you have your own biological children, right? They go, that's great, but you know, don't you want new kids? You know, don't you want? And that would like hurt my wife's feelings at first. I was like, listen, honey, everyone loves new kids, right? New kids are great. But this is the thing they don't tell you about new children. Like, right when you leave the hospital with a new child, they depreciate in value $8,000 to $10,000. Yeah. You are not getting that money back on that new child. Sometimes you just gotta get a good, like, certified pre-owned child. That's all you gotta do. They're just as, you clean them up, they're just as good. It's great. It's great. Another thing about my family, we're actually going to be adopting Maya soon, and And one person with a heart, oh. Everyone else is like, give him back. But one thing that is different about Maya is that Maya is, she's half black. She's half white, half black, right? And she looks different than me, James, and my wife. And my wife was like, do you ever think, while we're out, people look at you, people look at James, people look at me, and then they look at Maya, and they think, boy, this guy just doesn't get it, does he? I say, no, I have no problem at all with people looking at me like a guy who loves his kids no matter what. And people looking at you like a complete whore. I'm totally fine with that. I prefer them to look at you. Last but not least, this is a real thing. This is a real story I had with my son. Real story. This is a real story I had with my son. Me and my son have stories. We're fucking Mark Twain and Mark Twain Jr. We just have stories. We don't have conversations. We write chapters and we explain to each other. This is a real thing. It was all real. Or was it? We're walking the dog, and we're talking, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, my son goes, I wish I was a girl. He's 6, which that's totally fine. For him to wish to be a girl, that's totally fine. But as a father, I have to ask questions. I say, well, James, why do you want to be a girl? He goes, because girls don't poop. That is part of me and my wife's own fault. We've told him that mommy doesn't poop. So now he believes that women do not poop. And I said, son, girls poop. And he said, well, how come I've never seen it? And I was like, where is my notebook to write that down? I said, they poop. Son, they poop. I said, all right. First off, you've never seen it because you're not a creepy German filmmaker for some reason. It happens. You've seen, like, all right. I was like, Maya poops. You know Maya poops. She's 3. And this is really what happened on my Father's Day. This is how my Father's Day breakfast started. James is at the age where he will allow Maya to do stuff, and then he will say what she does after she does something bad. And this is what she did bad. She shit in a bucket on Father's Day. Okay? So he waited on Father's Day for her to pull down her pants and her little undies and squat over in an Easter bucket, because we don't throw anything away in my family, and shit in an Easter bucket. And then he said, Maya, why you pooping in an Easter bucket? And then I had to, so that's what I reminded. I was like, remember Maya pooped in the Easter bucket on Father's Day? And he said, oh yeah, girls do poop. So take that home and hug your child, or I don't know what you're going to do with that story, but give it for your host, my good friend Chad.
Rose Bishop, we've been friends since we were toddlers.